For a full copy of today's recipe, check us out on Facebook at Poppy's Cucina or right here on the community tab on YouTube. All right, so what are we making today, Poppy? I'm so glad you asked. Today we're making this unbelievably juicy and delicious and oh so easy garlic pork chops. Oh my gosh, they're so good. Even Drake is freaking out about them. I'll see how I make it. Just keep watching. Yum! All right, so let's get started. So I prepped some of the vegetables already. Here I have 8 ounces of thinly sliced mushrooms. Use whatever mushrooms you like. I used the Baby Bella because I love those. They really stand up to cooking, so they leave a nice mouthfeel. So in this bowl I have 4 cloves of garlic that I thinly sliced. In this one I have 4 cloves of garlic that I minced. I have a tablespoon of chopped fresh parsley. Then I have my pork chops. So a good thing before you're cooking your meat, you always want to pull your meat out about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour before you're going to cook it. It helps to get them to cook more evenly, and it makes for a better meat. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to dredge them in some flour. So you just want to coat either side with a little bit of flour. See, easy enough, right? So here in my large saute pan, I've been heating up 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Right, so once it gets nice and hot, we're going to add our pork chops. So now you can use bone-in, no bone, like the boneless, whatever you want. I just love the bone-in. They just stay so much juicier, so much more flavorful. So what we're going to do is we're going to cook these. Now depending on the thickness, these are really, really thick pork chops. You want to cook them about 3 to 5 minutes on each side. Since these are really thick, I'm going to cook them probably about maybe even close to 6. But yeah, so we're going to cook them. You're going to actually see along the sides, you can see it's going to start getting a little bit more white as it starts cooking. So when it reaches almost the middle, we're going to flip them. Right, so 3 to 5 minutes on each side, but if you have really thick pork chops like I do, you want to do probably around 6. Right, so get these cooking. Smell it already. Yum. And once both your pork chops, all your pork chops have this beautiful sear on both sides, we're going to take them out. So right out of the pan we're going to go. So they're almost cooked, but not yet. They're going to finish in the sauce. Oh, but look at those. Look at them. Don't they look good? Nice. And now, to this beautiful rendered fat and all that flavor that's in there, we're going to add our mushrooms, our sliced garlic, and our minced garlic. So now we're going to saute this. You want to lower the heat a little bit. We're just going to saute this until the mushrooms start getting nice and tender and they start to sweat a lot. Right now they just absorbed all that beautiful pork fat. Yum! So we're just going to saute this like 4 to 5 minutes. Not too long. Oh, that smell of the garlic. Oh, it's making me crazy. And once your mushrooms are nice and sweaty, you can see your garlic is starting to brown just ever so slightly and become a little translucent. I wish you could smell this. We are going to add our liquids. So you're going to turn up the heat up again. And then in this mixing container, I combined the white wine with the chicken broth. I'm sorry, with the beef broth. And I whisked in 2 tablespoons of flour. All right, so now we're just going to simmer this until it starts to thicken up. It happens pretty quick. Oh, at this point, you're going to add your sprigs of rosemary. If you don't have fresh rosemary, you could always just use about a teaspoon of dried. That works just as nice too. The rosemary adds such a beautiful flavor to the pork. Oh, I love it. All right. Now we're going to allow this to simmer just for about 4 minutes. You're going to see it's going to start thickening up on you really beautifully. And once you see your sauce is starting to thicken up, give it a taste. See if you need to adjust your seasoning. Add some salt, pepper, even more garlic if you want. But wow, that garlic. Oh, it's amazing. All right, so now we are going to add our parsley. Get that right in there. Stir it in, and then we're going to add our pork chops back in. So what we're going to do is we're going to lower the heat to a medium high. Get Get these pork chops back in here. Oh, look how juicy these are. Oh, they look so good. Put that right into that sauce. Right in there. Because it's so good and so beautiful and delicious. Yeah, you want to get them smothered in there. I hope I have room. You need a bigger pan. All right. Oh, look at it. Look. Oh, that looks so good. All right, so what we're going to do, actually, no, we want these juices that I left behind. Yeah, that's a lot of flavor in there. All right, so now we are going to cover this. Like I said, we had our heat on medium high. Now we're going to cover this, and we're going to allow this to cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. Things with pork, you don't want to overcook it because then it gets really tough and chewy, and it still flavors good, but it's just not that pleasant. So you want to be careful. So that's why I'm saying like 10. If you're using thinner ones, these are thick, so these are going to take a little bit longer. So probably more around the 15, maybe 18-minute mark. But you want to make sure about every 2 or 3 minutes, just give them a flip so they get nice, evenly cooked on both sides. All right, but we're going to leave this alone for, I can't wait. We're going to allow this to cook. Yum. And just about 15 minutes later, they're done. Look at them. Look how good they look. With pork, you want to make sure it reaches an internal temperature of 145 degrees. In case you don't have one of those fancy thermometers, what you could always do, clear off your thickest piece of pork that you have, poke it with a fork, and then check the juices. If the juices run clear, it's done. If it's still pink, it's not done. But look at that. Juice ran clear, so these are ready. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. So let's plate them up and give them a try. Yum! It smells so good. Buon appetito. So moist, juicy. All that garlic. Oh, it's amazing. It's so easy to make. If you like pork chops, this is the recipe for you. You can do it with steaks. You can do it with chicken. Whatever you want. Mushrooms. Like portobello mushrooms, but try this recipe. It's amazing. If you do, let us know. Thank you so much for watching.
If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Poppy's Cucina. Thanks.
Now who's ready for that drink? I know I am. Alright, so for today's crazy peach daiquiri, it's crazy because it's got amaretto in it and it's nutty. Get it? Crazy, nutty. Anyway, we're going to start with 1.5 ounces of rum, 1.5 ounces of peach schnapps, 1 ounce of amaretto, amaretto. I swear I haven't had one yet. Then we're going to do 1.5 ounces of peach daiquiri mix. And then 1 ounce of margarita mix. Just to brighten it up. Alright, so we're going to give it a good shaky. And we pour. Alright, it does look peachy. And looks kind of thick. It's pretty darn tasty if you ask me. Time to give it a try. Oh yeah. Salute. Oh, that's just phenomenal. It's like a really tart peach with a beautiful almond finish. Oh, this is spectacular. It's probably really great in the summer, but don't look at the calendar. So if you guys drink, let us know. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon. And keep sending me your ideas, please. Love you guys.